Okay, on this video, I'm gonna take you through 12 minutes of mobility. This is for you to do on any day apart from your workout days, or you can even use it as a warm-up for your workout days. On this video, you will see myself and someone else that is doing this mobility workout with me. The person that is going to do the workout with me will be performing an easier version of all the movements that I'm doing. I have been doing these movements for quite a while, and so that means that my range of motion is going to be a lot bigger or greater than the range of motion of someone that is just starting this video, and so that's why I'm demonstrating it with the two of us. So to start with, we are going to stand shoulders width apart. Every exercise that we're going to be doing, we're going to repeat it 3 times. So we're just going to place one leg in front, hinge from your hips, keeping the knees slightly bent, and we're going to get to the floor with your arms reaching the ceiling. And as you bend down, you will be moving your hips back and up to the ceiling. Once we have completed one of the sides, we do the same with the next side. Again, 3 times. Just go as slow as you can, feeling the stretch on your hamstrings as well as releasing tension on the lower back. Now with both legs, again, hinging from your hips, moving the hips back and up to the ceiling as you hinge forward and you move your arms around your body. Now we're gonna get a wider stance and we're gonna grab our toes with the hands. Bring the hips as low as you can, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring the hips up while bringing our head in between the two of our arms and feeling the stretch and releasing tension on the lower back at the top. Staying on that position, we will then rotate 3 times on each side of the body, trying to reach farther every time that you release the movement. We're gonna do one more time. Keep the knees slightly bent. Now grab your toes again, and with a wider stance this time, we're gonna place both hands on the floor, and we're gonna do an external rotation, making sure that we are opening the rib cage when we do this, and with the elbow that is staying on the floor, or the hand that is staying on the floor, we're gonna aim to push the knees back or the knees out, just to get a farther stretch on your hips as well. So once we have completed 3 times on each side, we're gonna walk until we have reached wrists on top of the shoulders, do a downward dog, which is a yoga position, and then we are going to rotate again 3 times on each side of the body. And trying to look away from your body when you do this. Once we have completed this, we're going to bring the hips up, walk back to your toes, staying on your narrow stance, and we're going to do this once again. Downward facing dog. Now this time we also gonna do the upward facing dog and walk back again. We're gonna do this 3 times. And one more time. So by doing this, you not only will be stretching all your upper body and lower body, but also you will be warming up your shoulders and your core. Now we're gonna stay on our fours, and we are gonna do cat-cows, which is basically trying to dip your lumbar spine and then do your best to stretch all the upper back by assuming this position that you're watching on the video. Again, 3 of these, 3 to 5 of these. In this case, I'm doing 5 of those. You should be feeling a release on your upper back and lower back tension. Now what we're gonna do here is to activate the glutes. So we're gonna lift our leg in an abduction. And then once the leg is at the top, we're gonna do a small kick to the side, keeping the hips up. We're gonna do 3 on each side, and then we're gonna do 3 on the other side, 3 to 5. In this case, I'm doing 5. Now this is good when we have been sitting for too long, as our glutes can get quite numb. Now what we're gonna do again is just to do the same movement of abduction, but in a circular motion, 3 times to the front and 3 times to the back. And now do the same with the other leg. Try not to let your hips rotate too much. Always try to think of your hip bones looking to the floor as much as you can, which will force you to keep your core engaged. Now we're gonna get on the floor, hands to the side of the body, and what we're doing here is a T-reach, which means that you will try to get your opposite toes with your opposite hands in an external rotation. If you find this uncomfortable on your chest, just lift yourself slightly, as I'm doing when you rotate, but try to lift the hands on the floor as if you were doing a T shape with your legs and your arms. Try to hold it 1 to 2 seconds on each side. And now, staying on that same position, we're gonna do some Superman holds, which you will try to get your thumbs up to the ceiling. And as you bring your upper body up, you will also bring your legs up, holding it and keeping your glutes tight. Now we're gonna open the arms slightly and do 3 on each this position as well. And then on a T shape, again, we're gonna do 3 on this position, 2. And the last one, in this case, you wanna have your thumbs down. In all of these repetitions, you will be aiming to squeeze your glutes at the top and hold it for 1 to 2 seconds. Now we're gonna lift one leg to the ceiling, and that leg you're gonna bring it to the front as far as you can bring it. Like you can see, my partner here is almost struggling. And then with the elbow that is next to that leg that you took in front of you, you will be aiming to hit the floor and do an external rotation. We will do the same with the other leg. Try to get a farther stretch away. And then the elbow that is next to that leg, you will aim to hit the floor and do 3 external rotations. This is great to move the movement in all the different planes of motions. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna bring that leg in front. And now, having the leg in front, we are going to stretch to the side, then to the middle, and then to the other side. Get on our hands again, leg up. You're gonna bring it in front of you, and then again a little stretch in the 3 positions, to the side, to the middle, and the other side. Now we're gonna keep activating glutes. So it's very important to understand that mobility is both activation of the different muscles and getting them after into different range of motion. So here we're doing glute bridges, 5 of them. Now we're gonna do single glute bridges, in which we're gonna bring the leg on top of the other one, and as you come up, you wanna bring the knee down to have a farther stretch on your hip flexors. We're gonna do 5 on each leg. Then we're gonna change the leg on top, and knee go down as your hips get up. 5 of those. Once we have completed 5 of them, we then are going to assume glute bridge, trying to bring your toes as close to your hips as possible, and we're gonna do 3 steps away from the toes away from your hips, staying at the top, contracting your glutes and hamstrings at the top, and then 3 steps back, bringing the toes towards your hips, keeping the hips up the whole time. We're gonna do this 3 to 5 times. Remember, 3 small steps away and 3 small steps into your hips. And then in here, we're gonna do this that is called rolls to pike. You will bring your legs as far back as you can, and you're coming back from that roll into a pike, which is trying to get to your toes as far as you can. So we do 3 with the legs closed, reaching your toes as far as you can. And then we will do 3 in which we come back from the pike, from the roll, sorry, with the legs open, trying to reach as far as we can into the middle of the body. Try to just let yourself go with momentum and keep the stretch for 2 seconds. Don't keep it for any longer than that. Now staying looking towards to the ceiling, so facing up, we're gonna assume the T-shape position again with your legs and your upper body, and we're gonna do the same rotation that we did before, but this time facing up. Again, try to keep your hands on the floor the whole time, on your arms. Don't let them lift from the floor, because this will help you to further stretch the thoracic cage and the upper back. This is great again to release tension on the lower back and to release tension on the glutes. Now this is a table shape. What we're going to do here is, assuming this starting position, we're going to bring the legs up and then reach as far as you can with one of your arms, as I am demonstrating here on the video. 3 times on each side. And then in here, you're just gonna roll your legs slightly back and forward, just to massage the lower back slightly. And once we have done these 3 to 5 times, we're just gonna bring both legs to the side of the body 3 times. And we have finished our mobility session with this last movement here. You're gonna sit down, placing your toes in front of your shoulders width, and just externally rotate as I'm doing. Then again, this is just to release tension on the hip flexors and further help release tension on lower back and mobility of the hips. And with this, we have finished our mobility session. I hope you enjoyed.